So, I did start making this video and then someone rang me, so that was great. So this video, I hopefully could make it a bit shorter this time because I was already at like nearly 10 minutes. This is the Mass Market Gems hashtag, which I saw Patsy T's video last night, and I think the original creator of the hashtag was Tarot Psychologist or something like that. That was because I started watching their video last night, but I was so ducking quackered because obviously I have a lot of medication at the moment and sometimes I get really tired, so I stopped watching it in case I passed out. So yeah, I've got a few decks to show. I'm taking a couple out of the box right now. If my chair squeaks, I'm sorry, but it's a squeaky chair because it's like leather. So I'm starting with a deck. I haven't used this in ages, but I would never get rid of it because it's cute. And also it's a really good deck. So this is the back of the deck. I edged it to match. And this is the Kawaii Tarot by Lulu Mayo. There's another Kawaii Tarot which has like, it's very basic. But this isn't it. This one is adorable. I think some people use this in spring. Look at that. Fighting the world off her cake. I would use this all year round. It's just I have a lot of decks, so I haven't used it for a while. It reads very well for both myself and for other people. And it has unicorns in it, so like, why not? Why not? Now, this... I'm moving out of the way of the camera. This hashtag is about mass market gems, so like mass market decks that are really good. Now I find this is very easy to read with, like even though there are changes, like look at this seal who is the 5 of cups and he's looking at his little cups in the water and he's still got 2 cups there. The messages are there. Look at my Queen of Wands, it's a hedgehog. So cute. I think when I first got it, I used it for a solid 2 months. This card is just epically gorgeous. What else was I going to say about it? I'm going to try not to talk too much about each deck, just like show you them. I haven't used this for a while, but now that I've got it off the shelf, I probably will a bit. This is my life right now, like trying not to eat cake too much. But anyway, it comes with a little guidebook. It is... I'm not going to be able to remember every bit of info about each deck, but this one is by Rockpoint. So the next deck I'm going to show you, I'm showing you this one, is the Tarot of Sweet Twilight. Backs. I haven't used this for a long time, because I was using this for shadow work and inner child work. Because it's got kind of like a melancholy circus vibe. And I think I stopped using it because I got the Deviant Moon and I was using that for shadow work. That isn't on my list, because although I think it's a really good deck, I want the Indie Triomphe de la Luna. I think that's how you say it. The illustrated version, because I don't like pips. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. This deck is really melancholy, and although I'd got it initially for shadow work and inner child work, I started using the Deviant Moon, so I didn't get around to using this that much, although it has been in the drawer of my bureau, so it's like it's a deck that I want to use again. But because I've got a lot of health issues at the moment, it's kind of like, it's not a good idea for me to be doing shadow work and adding to all my shit with psychological crap at the same time. Although some things I can deal with fairly easily with, that I struggle with. So I might start using it again soon. But I've just got to get over a couple of hurdles first. I'm saving this one for later because what I thought I would do is show you the ones I haven't used that much that I like them, but I have other decks that I like more. Like some of these are my favourite decks, mass market anyway. So I will show my favourite last, but I'll show this. Now this is the Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle. I had pre-ordered the in bulk one, but I cancelled it, but I'll get that like next week. I'll order it. I didn't get the Mabon one, although I was gonna. I have got the Samhain deck, but I don't really use it that much, and I like the Samhain deck. It is probably the best one, but I like to use this Yule deck more because I don't know, I just prefer it. And this one doesn't have reversals. Like I'm pretty sure the interpretations don't include reversals. So it was like pretty. The message you get is the message you get, and you don't. I mean, some people don't use reversals in oracle cards, some people do. I'm starting to not use them at all. I mean, I don't really use them in tarot very often. But yeah, this deck is just really nice. And even though Samhain is my favourite season, and the Samhain deck is probably better, technically I think the Samhain deck is a better deck. This one is the one I think I enjoy more, but I think it might be to do with I love cardinals. I think it could be just the energy and the festive spirit of Yule more so, because like for me Samhain is more of a like end of harvest, talk to your dead, and like more serious, whereas for me Yule is a lot more fun and bright and sparkly. So now I've got a couple of decks. These ones I haven't used recently because I'm not doing readings for other people at the moment. I do have a little Instagram on which I share like the occasional daily pull, like maybe a few times a week. Sometimes every day, it depends how knackered I am. But when I am doing readings for people, I do often use a combination of this Moonology Manifestations deck and the tarot deck I'm going to show you in a minute. And although I did get the new deck, I can't remember what it's called, but it's more oracle-like than the other two Moonology decks, and I do have the original Moonology deck. This one I like the colour scheme way more than any other. Like, and it has, you can use it without a book. I never use the book. I don't think I use the book for any Moonology deck apart from the new one, really, because it's new to me. And although I had said I was going to use it in October, I didn't bloody touch it once in October, apart from like maybe at the beginning. But I pair this fabulous pretty deck with the Tarot of Dreams by Cairo Marchetti, however you say his name. You can tell these are used. I find they pair very well. This deck has some boobs in a couple of cards, just in case they turn up. It has palaces, it has extra cards, and there are some name changes, I think. The palaces, I feel like they're like an essence of what energy is around the person, like their environment. Basically it's a Rider-Waite-Smith mixed with a bit of Fothish influence, perhaps. I can't remember how it was described in the book, but it's slightly hybrid-ish. I love the knights in this deck. The Knight of Cups is awesome because he's on a seahorse. But yeah, it's a really nice deck, and it reads very well for other people. Like, literally, whenever I'm doing readings for other people, if I'm a bit unsure of what deck to pick up, I will pick up this one. So when I get back to doing tarot readings for other people, that'll probably be the first on my list. So, The Winter Seer Animal Oracle by Shola Thompson. I think that's how you say it. They did the Lion Strider Tarot. There is an Otherkin Tarot, which I want because it looks nice, not because I'm interested in the Otherkin stuff. This deck is easy to use without the book because it has a keyword on it. I like it when they have actual decent keywords on. And you can kind of like understand. You don't have to read it to understand what the purpose of that bird is. Like if you look at the magpie, when I see a magpie I think of the rhyme 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy, which is a duality of its own. I'm sure she has a better way of describing each animal than the way I do. Like cat detachment. Cats are very aloof. But this is it's just a really nice deck. This is me. I'm stubborn. So yeah, there's that, which I haven't used for a while just because I have a lot of other decks. So are we at my favourites now? I guess we are. So you've probably seen this on my channel. One day I might do more like regular. Oh, look at all the stars. Readings. I think I've only added one to the channel, but this is the Earthy Souls and Spirits Moon Oracle by Terry Foss. See what I did there? This deck is just lush. It's a lovely deck. I love it. I won't ever get rid of it. It was an indie, I believe, because I can't remember which of these were like indie beforehand. But then it got mass market and I got it. A bit later than I was gonna, but I got it. It's a really, really nice deck. And very good to read with. And I think I've used it for other people a couple of times. And I think it's great for myself and other people. It's got a lot of moons and witches in it, and that is just bloody perfect for me. So there's that one. Can I get it there without knocking the camera? Yeah, I can. So right. I think the final decks include two of my favourite decks of all time. The first one I'll show you is not one of my favourite decks of all time, but it is a very well used and very decent mass market deck. It's called the Relative Tarot. And this deck I have a purpose for. Like, it's strictly used for that purpose, and that is for past life tarot readings and spirit work. And the creator is the same person who created an oracle deck recently, which I haven't bought yet, but I am going to get. And it's called the Beloved Dead Oracle, which I need. But anyway, this is a relative tarot. I think there were extra cards with this deck, but I don't have them in there anymore. I think there was a choice of... I think whether you could have strength as number 8 or number 11, like, because obviously strength and justice are switched round in some decks because they were initially the other way. Like, strength is usually at 8 now and justice at 11, but initially they were the other way round. And then they got flipped, and I don't know if that was a mistake or on purpose, but to me it makes sense to have justice before the hanged man. But whatever. Apparently that's not how it always was. But I find this deck really easy to use for... And it could be because of the vintage style photography. But it's really, really easy to use for past life readings and for spirit messages. Just, yeah. Look at the star. To be fair, they had me at this magician card because it looks really cool. It is in Rider-Waite-Smith style. But like, it's so easy to use for the purpose that I have mentioned. And when I get the Beloved Dead Oracle, I will obviously pair it with this for both spirit messages and past life readings when I get back into doing them. Because I've always done apparently really good past life readings. So yeah. Never had complaints on those, and they are a bit draining because, like, normally I only pull... Is that the sun? Yeah. Normally I only pull, like, 6 cards maximum when I'm doing a reading, and maybe a couple of oracle cards, because I usually start off with tarot, and with a past life reading I end up pulling like 15 to 20 cards. It's insane. So, like, the next deck, we're moving on. You've seen the box. You'll see? This deck will go down as one of my most favourite decks of all time. Because it's bloody brilliant. And, when I got it, it was not spooky season, because I've had this now for quite a while. I don't think it was last year. I think it might have been the year before that I got it. No, it might have been last year actually. Early last year or late the year before. This deck is awesome. Not just because it's got zombies in, because I don't really like any other zombie deck really that I've seen. But it's just a really awesome deck. It's got a retro feel. I think it's like 50s-ish. If it wasn't like zombies, it'd make me think of Fallout, the game. But it looks awesome. And I have used it, for other people. I've used it for myself. And I don't generally use it at spooky season that much. I think I did this year. But usually I will use it all year round. I don't care. It's just I've had several other decks to use. And I think it is just epic. And everyone should get this deck. And I'm going to try and speed through now because I'm nearly at 20 minutes. So the final deck is my favourite mass market deck of all time thus far, because I love it. I got it a few years ago now, and I have loved it since I got it. And the only reason it's not my favourite deck of all time anymore is because I've got the Last Unicorn Tarot, but that is an indie deck. But this is the Crow Tarot by MJ Cullinan. I have several other decks, but none of them, and I literally mean not a single deck she's brought out is as good as this deck. And she will never surpass this deck, in my opinion. I mean, obviously other people will be like, oh, the Grimalkin Tarot is much better, or the Phahaxa. I have all her mass market decks, and they are all really good, but this one is absolutely the best one. I can read with it for myself. I can read with it for other people. It is just brilliant, and it's got crows in it, and I love crows. So, yeah. I mean, pretty much all her decks have crows in them somewhere. But it's a really, really lovely deck, and I just would never get rid of it. The pocket edition's coming out, which I'll probably get. I haven't used it for a little while, but it's always near me, you know. I have to have it wherever I am. You know, I can't, like, be in a building, like, if I'm staying on my other half or if I'm staying at mine. It has to be there somewhere because it's awesome. So yes, that is all my decks that are mass market gems, and I'm sorry you've had to watch a video this long with me prattling on about stuff. I'll be interested to see other people's mass market gems, because some decks that Patsy had I've not seen before, so I've added them to a list to look up on Amazon, of course, because I'm always watching out for decks. But anyway, if you've made it all this way, thank you very much for your patience with me. Bye.